I don't know who the fuck they talking about. I've never listened to a Fabulous album. If you can't rap, don't rap. I know you like this one. Oh, you don't know shit about rap music. Mainstream rap is not hip hop. I'll say his name one time. Diddy. If you read through that list of them 30 albums, I did. Why the fuck would you think I would ever listen to this shit? What I don't like about this nigga that I'm okay. I didn't know. I didn't know. I thought I'd ask. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know whether somebody got canceled or not. He'll say some shit like that, right? Then when somebody like, oh man, you tripping, man, this shit fire. You're like, oh, I didn't even say nothing about his album. You know what I'm saying? I know how y'all do around here. The All Boy Network, man, they ruthless around this, bro. I was like, that's hip hop as a motherfucker. What's that? Anybody in here don't know nothing about no hip hop? That's why I gotta come in here every day. These jokers on hip hop today. I just did 9 to 5. Now I gotta do another 9 to 5. Hey yo, man. When we gonna do my show? Come in here, bust my ass really quick. Somebody gotta do it, man. Might as well be me. Actually, I'm the only one that can do this. Here, boy. Back to the game. I know you see them. I'm back. I'm heavy just like I remember. Alright, boys and girls. So bust a move. I'm online one day, right? And I'm looking. I did a video a few weeks ago. Looked in the comments and I saw somebody call me Unc. I immediately clicked on their profile to see was it my nephew. It's not my nephew, it's some white dude. I ain't got no problem with you being white, but I ain't your uncle. That being said, glad you came, because we gonna learn something today. Hey, hey, hey. I'll leave that out. You keeping that other take though, right?
All right, my brother, if you ready, we ready.
I am ready, man. I'm back, y'all. Yo, for real, the employee of the year, yo, I'm back to work. I took time off while other niggas got jerked. Hey, yo, y'all see the redesign, right? Y'all see the redesign? That's partially funded by the nigga job. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? That's partially funded by the nigga job. Look, I took some time off, did some shit, you know what I'm saying? Went to some tropical islands and shit, did some shit, got focused and came back. What's up, producer E? What's good with you, brother?
You already know it.
All right. And can I do my shout outs? You don't mind if I do a few shout outs?
That's what we're here for.
Right about now, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to start off with Honey Bunny, you know what I'm saying? My betrothed. I broke out the vocabulary words. You look up betrothed. Start off with Honey Bunny, mom, dad, sis, Jalen, producer E, co-workers, my peoples. You can't spell betrothed. Is that what's going on? is that what's popular right now? You know what I'm saying?
Did you mean? Carry on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think I got everybody. I was trying to get my co-workers, Terry and Rio, watch their shows when they come, because they coming back too, right? You know what I'm saying? Neither one of them they can't get canceled.
Nah.
Okay. I didn't know. I thought I'd ask. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know whether somebody got canceled or not. You know what I'm saying? I know how y'all do around here. The All Boy Network, man. They ruthless around here. I'm telling you. Yeah, look, man, it's your boy Coxtradamus. I'm back, man, aka Old Dirty Glasses. I'm back again. Same thing like always. Probably ain't gonna be here but about 10 minutes. So it's whatever time it is now, 10 minutes from now, like I'll be gone. But look, while I was out, how long was we, it's been since March or April, something like that.
Absent makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah, for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, I enjoyed my time off, but I'm enjoying being back too. I ain't even gonna front. But I'm just saying, in that time, in that time though, I think it was like March or April, something like that. Now it's, whatever, whatever month it is it May, yeah, so whatever month it is now. And I'm just saying, man, in that time period, I gotta list these off my head because I didn't write this. And look, let me tell y'all something that I like. Trying to be a better host, I actually got my laptop here with some with some notes rather than just going off the top of my head. Even though a lot of this shit would still be off the top of my head. Like I just write words down and just be like, yeah, say something about it. But I was like, in that time period from May to now, man, these old niggas been showing out in hip hop, bro. These old niggas been showing out in hip hop. Who done cast? Clips, Raekwon, Ghost shit was fire. The Clip shit was fire. Ray shit was okay. Slick Rick. I'm trying to think of who else because Kwame got an album out now that I ain't listened to, but I did hear the song, like the single or whatever, and I was like, this nigga spitting, okay? You know what I'm saying? He seemed like he got a new lease on life or whatever. He ain't wearing no fucking polka dots either. At least I ain't seen that.
You saying old niggas like by age or by era?
Era.
Okay.
What were you talking about? What do you say about age?
Because West Side Gun shit fire too.
Okay, yeah. No, we can count Gun. And he one of the older brothers in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Count Gun. What's the Griselda just on fire right now? Anyway, right? Is he Griselda? That dude? I listened to his album. That shit was fire. Is it Stovetop?
Stove God Cooks.
There you go. Sorry, brother. sorry, brother.
Stove God.
Stove God Cooks. That's it. Yeah.
I think he Griselda affiliated. He ain't Griselda.
Okay. But he's affiliated, but he ain't really with the team.
He with that era. He from part of New York.
But and then I guess a lot of them ones. What's up?
Alchemist
got fire out right now. I ain't heard it, but he got the one with him and Freddie Gibbs, right? That's a banger. Yeah, he knocked it out the park on that one. That was a great analogy, right? That was a great, you know what I'm saying? He did, that's what he did over there, and it made me say, knocked it out the park. You know what I'm saying? That was good. That's producing. That's producing. You know what I'm saying?
Working.
I tell you, trying to think of who else, but those are the ones that immediately came to mind. And I really want to shout out, because at least 3 of them albums came out on Mass Appeal, right? I think you sent something to me the other day about like important hip hop labels. I didn't read it or look at it yet, but like in this day and age when niggas don't need a record label, Mass Appeal been bringing out some shit. I think both Ghost and Ray and Slick Rick is all on Mass Appeal, and Mass Appeal is Nas' label, right? Or you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Nas, man, because he from that era, and he looking out for the fellas, looking out for folks from that era or whatever. I'm loving it right now. It's been incredible to hear these old niggas spit. You know what I'm saying?
DJ Premier Rock Marciano's one.
I hadn't heard it. I didn't even know they had one. Okay. All right. I'll be on that. You know what? I did know they had that. I just hadn't listened to it yet. And the only reason why I know about it because I seen it's a rival. I ain't even gonna call the nigga a rival because he ain't me. You know what I'm saying? But I seen this nigga he got his own little, setup or whatever. And I seen this nigga made a Facebook post that said, it's time to start telling the truth about DJ Premier. I didn't dig into the post because, I'm assuming what he was trying to say that Premier's not that great a producer anymore.
Huh?
So this is what I don't know. Okay, hold on a minute. I dug into and I looked at a couple of the comments because folks was like, wait a minute, maybe he's a little dated, but he's still fire. This is what I don't like about this nigga that I'm talking about. He'll say some shit like that, right? Then when somebody like, oh man, you tripping, man, this shit fire. You're like, oh, I didn't even say nothing about his album not being fire. You know what I'm saying? Like you said that to, you said something vague to spark, what else were we, telling the truth about Premier? What else you know what I'm saying? Like unless you know some, unless you know some personal truth. Yeah, some personal salacious truth that you just want to tell, you know what I'm saying? Well, get your gossip on, nigga, you know what I'm saying? And say, You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? You making it seem like you don't like the nigga beats no more. Or he ain't been that great a producer or whatever. You making it seem like that. Then when niggas making comments, you like, yo, you just making a comment, don't even know exactly what I was talking about. The fuck did you say it for then? Y'all might know who I'm talking about, but whatever. Hey, look, so like I said, I ain't gonna be here but about 10 minutes, maybe 15. Maybe 15. But I wanted to ask you something, Producer E. Probably like 2 questions. Was that last week you hit me up in the text and you sent me a picture of this album? And y'all said, I brought this to show that I own a copy. But you asked me, you know, like he asked me, Producer E asked me, hey, T.I. Trap music, where does that rank? Where does that rank for you? I don't know, were you asking like all time or were you just saying, were you trying to get a 5, you know, like one out of, you know, 5 mics or what, you know, were you trying to get that?
Now that I heard your response, I'm afraid to say.
No, I'm just asking you. So no, because this is what I
wanted to know in the lexicon.
In the lexicon of albums, so the lexicon of hip-hop albums all time. Now here's where I'll ask you another question, because I think like maybe a week before that, you asked me, hey, can you send me a list of your top 20 albums? Top 20 hip-hop albums. I actually sent 30, I think.
A few of them,
and a few of them are here. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? For real. But let me ask you this, Producer E. If you read through that list of them 30 albums,
I did.
Why the fuck would you think I would ever listen to this shit? I'm not, and this, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, you looked at all 30 of them albums that I named. What would make you think that I ever this would be something that I would actually listen to? Now, I own a copy of it, and I looked at the back of it whenever we had this conversation. I went home and I went through my CDs. CDs is all stacked up in my garage, and boxed up in my garage. I had to go find it because I was like, yo, I think I own this album. I think I own this. And I remember, you know, like Let's Get Away, 24s, Rubber Band Man. I think that might be it. I just remember those were the ones that were the singles from the album. So those are the songs I remember. But I can honestly say I probably bought the album because it was hot at the time, but there was nothing compelling me to actually listen to it. And I never have. And that's what I responded back to you. This is what I wanted to get at, because when I responded back to you, you asked me where do I rank it or rate it, and I said I don't. It's not ranked. I ain't never heard it before. And you were like, man, get out of here. You said this to me. Oh, you don't know shit about rap music. You know what I'm saying? You don't know shit about rap music. You just a hip hop historian. And my initial response, but I said, you know, like, I'm not even going to respond to that. I'm going to wait till I come here. Because my initial response was, I sure as hell don't know shit about rap music. You know what I'm saying? I listen to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But I had to, you know, now over the course of thinking about that, I had to think about it, and I said, you know what, now that's probably not the right response, because you know what I'm saying, now rap music is a part of hip hop culture. This is a, you know, cultural podcast where, you know what I'm saying, like 9 times out of 10, we will be talking about rap music, because rap music is probably the dominant aspect of hip hop culture, right? It is the most commercially viable, the most, you know what I'm saying, that when people think of hip hop, they think rap music, but rap music isn't the all encompassing thing about hip hop, right? There's still, well, I'm going to say something crazy, but there's still breakdancing, you know, DJing and writing graffiti, right? So look, last night when you and I were texting or whatever, and you was like, yeah, I can't remember the context right off the top of my head, but I know you said something like, you know, like, so you can be bought just like hip hop was bought or whatever. And I was like, and I responded back and said, no, Hip hop ain't been bought. Rap music was bought. And then I thought about that too. You know what I'm saying? Which I still think is true because I'm kind of like, nobody can't buy hip hop because if you buying that shit, don't nobody want the other three parts. You know what I'm saying? All they want is rap, right? Like if I'm gonna buy that, if I'm gonna buy hip hop culture, you know what I'm saying? The other three parts ain't bringing me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want that shit. That's like trading for, you trading, the Philly, the Sixers trying to trade Joel Embiid. And then they got a deal in place with Cleveland, but Philly like, yo, oh, but you got to take Andre Drummond too. You know what I'm saying? Cleveland be like, nah, I'm good. I'm not trying to diss breakdancers or graffiti or DJs in any way, shape, or form. But I just know that those, or probably, actually all of those are probably commercially viable in some kind of way, right? You know what I mean? Like, obviously. But the thing about, obviously, rap is commercially viable. Breakdancing this last year was part of the Summer Olympics.
That's the part that's not part of hip hop culture.
Yeah.
That belongs to the Olympics.
Yeah, that belongs to the Olympics. That's not hip hop. The legs like, oh hell nah, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, this ain't what I do. DJing is commercially viable, but you know what I kind of trip off of DJing right now is just because, and it's probably pretty much all aspects of rap, maybe except graffiti. I'm sorry, all aspects of hip hop except maybe graffiti. Is that like most of the shit now anybody can do it. Like anybody can rap, right? It's people. There are people in this industry that have been in the industry for a long, long time that can rap but don't have hip hop sensibilities, if that makes sense. The best way that I can describe hip hop for me, and so let me go back to when I pulled out that T.I. album. Cause I think I told you I never listened to it. You shamed me for that you know what I'm saying, but I found some other, cause that album came out in 2003. So then I went through and I found some other albums that came out in 2003 that to me are hip hop albums. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. You might not think so. No, I'm not being an asshole. I'm just telling you, these being.
It's not a process.
That's fair. Okay, but I know you like this one. Okay. So see, this is a hip hop album to me, or it brings, for me, it's hip hop sensibilities to it. Let's see. I have this album, King Ghidra, Take Me to Your Leader. So see, this is something that you probably never heard, right? Correct. Yeah, but it's Doom. It's MF Doom.
Oh yeah, I heard it too. I listened to it. I promise you, I listened to it when you put me on them.
Okay, all right, but all right. Now I heard it. Now he heard it. He just said he did. Now he did. I got this one. Monster Island Czars. Never heard that. That's another. This ain't Doom, but it's Doom's, homies or whatever. And then my nigga Jay Zone. What's this one? Sick of Being Rich. Yeah, you probably ain't never. Yeah, exactly. But see, that's the shit. That's the shit that I listen to when I think of hip hop. So whenever, you know what I'm saying, like, for me, mainstream rap is not hip hop, and I'm not interested in that, or it doesn't give the same sensibilities to me that it does to other people. I recognize that T.I. is a rap artist, you know what I'm saying? And all rap artists are part of hip hop in some kind of way, shape, or form because rap is part of the culture. I'm not trying to exclude folks because I've seen that argument before, like, oh man, that shit ain't even hip hop, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not true. If your music is rap based, like, you're a part of hip hop. It just may not bring the, you know what I'm saying? But some people may. You know the way I was thinking about this, with the way I think of hip hop is almost the same way. Just bear with me for a minute. But the way you think of the word cool, Like that means something to every different people. You might be somebody that come in the studio and you like, oh yeah, so and so coming through, he cool as shit. And then I meet him and I'm like, man, that motherfucking shit. But he's still your man though, right? He's still your man, but I don't rock with him.
Shout out to Chuck.
That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. But that's the way I look at, like hip hop. It's esoteric, right? It's something that, like, yeah, I'm breaking out the damn words today, bro. Look that shit up. Control and esoteric. Can you spell esoteric?
I can't.
Okay, I got you. Good deal.
It's a rap out.
Yeah. There is a 7L in esoteric, yeah. But yeah, so that's the way I'm just kind of looking at it. There's certain albums, just like I said, I sent you that list of, 30 albums that I was like, these are my favorites. There's probably, there might be, I'm guessing, certainly to the people that, like you asked me to send, that you wanted me to make that list for, they've heard none of them, right? Zero. Because you immediately came back and asked me, hey, can you put the titles, you know what I'm saying? Can you give me the, because I gave him a list of all titles. And then he came back and he was like, can you put the artist names there for the people that are, putting this together or whatever? So so there's the chance that of that 30 albums, they haven't heard any of them, don't know the artist, don't know nothing about them. There's also the chance that if they listed their 30 favorite hip hop albums and sent them to me, that I don't know who the fuck they talking about either. That don't mean it ain't hip hop. It just means that we on, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, you would know.
You probably right. You know what I'm saying?
Mainstream.
Yeah. So so that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying I might have heard of them, but I'll say this. That may be the difference. Like, they've never heard of any of the albums or heard the albums in general. They might have heard a song there or two there, you know what I'm saying? Everybody heard Biz Markie, you know what I'm saying? Just a friend, right? No, okay, well, I would have thought so, but yeah, I mean, everybody's heard Run DMC Walk This Way. And these are two albums that weren't on the list, you know what I'm saying, by the way, they weren't on my list. I'm just saying there's generational stars of, of hip hop or whatever, or rap, that, kind of cross boundaries and eras or whatever. I'm just saying, like, the 30 albums that I listed, you know what I'm saying, they probably haven't heard any of them. The 30 albums that they would send me, I may have heard, like you said, I may have heard of some of the artists, but I can guarantee you I haven't listened to the albums unless it's like, it had to be somebody like Kendrick, J. Cole.
So how do you, when Little Brother came out,
Mm-hmm.
how did you get into like how do you still find those guys that are in that lineage?
In the lineage of like a Little Brother?
Yeah, like when you say J. Cole, like what made you say, okay, I'm gonna listen to more J. Cole?
I think, well, a lot of times for me anyway, I can tell me personally, because I don't like I said, I'm not a fan of mainstream rap. I'm not a fan of gimmick rap. I'm not a fan of rap music that is specifically made to try to get on the radio. I'm not a fan of that. You know what I'm saying? At all.
Got a lot of names. Just move on.
Yeah. I mean, but I'll give anybody a chance, you know what I'm saying, and listen. But you gotta keep my attention. Huh? No. I mean, I heard those 3 songs. I told you, Rubber Band Man, 24, and Let's Get Away. I heard those or whatever. Like I said, I probably bought this album at the time it came out because it was #1 or something like that, and I just wanted to have it. I got 3 T.I. albums. I got this album. I got the King album, and I got the one that says, what is it? Heavy is the Head. I got those 3 albums.
Why you bought them?
Huh?
Why you bought them?
I don't know. I really can't even tell. I can't even tell you why. I bought them. I remember when Ross was fresh on the scene. Now Ross is that nigga now. and still is, you know, so it was then too, but I bought Ross kind of off of, you know, just the feeling or whatever. I bought T.I. off of feeling too, but I just, you know what I'm saying, like the songs I would hear were just, you know, like, that's not, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, I get it. Everybody, you know, like, look, it's what you do, right? You know, what I mean, you're in the music industry, and certainly after a certain point, after a certain point in hip hop, that was the goal, right? And it's probably the goal of every artist that's ever come out. They want to hear their record on the radio. You know what I'm saying? But when you get to the point where you can tell, like, I'm making a song and I want, you know, D'Angelo on the hook, and I'm good on that. So to that end, I'll just say, like, somebody like Little Brother, you introduced me to Fonte some years ago. He was at the shop, and he told, you know, he told me about they was getting ready to put out an album. When they came out, I just bought it. I bought that off the strength of they were local. Kind of the same thing with J. Cole. And I kind of, you know, because he was from here, I kind of bought his album off the strength of that and liked it. Little Brother, I mean, like, I got all the albums, you know. J. Cole, I don't have all his albums, but, you know, like, he really was, you know, like, and still is, you know, one of them ones. And I do understand folks trying to, get on the radio. I saw that where Nelly was like, the era that he was out. It's kind of crazy that he said it, but it made a little bit of sense. He was like, the era that he was out, which was, I guess, the 2010s or the 2000s through 2010 or maybe 2015 to stretch it out a little bit. But I don't think he was out that long. But he was just saying, you know, how it was one of the most competitive eras in hip hop because everybody had fire and was specifically trying to get on the radio. Niggas saw what hip hop could be. 50 Cent blew that era up, and everybody was trying to, you know, how do I get in where I fit in? It's Nelly, it's 50, it's Jay, it's, you know what I'm saying? It's Nas, even though to an extent, I don't think he really is. Nas is there as far as like lyrically and respected or whatever.
DMX.
Oh God.
You had to go diamond during that era.
Yeah.
For respect.
Eminem.
Just for
you know
respect.
what I'm saying? Yeah, Eminem. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to be, yeah, exactly. Look, we talking about first week sales. That's the biggest shit that come out, right? You know what I'm saying? Kanye was out at that time when he still had his head on straight.
Nori.
You know what I'm saying?
Nori.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was huge, bro. It was huge. It was huge. It blew hip hop up. You know what I'm saying? We thought Run DMC blew it up. But now Run DMC, when they were out, they were the only stars.
LL.
And then LL. But LL wasn't on their level. But I mean, the competition, there was friendly competition amongst the rappers, certainly, and this, that, and the other. But as far as like record sales, nobody was going to top Run DMC at that time, or the Beastie Boys, or LL Cool J. There was nobody that was going. You talking about that 2000s era, and you know,
the Wayne.
Wayne was out then. It's a lot of niggas that was out that was competing for that number one spot. Joe Bud. But
because that Pump It Up was
yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
That's
like,
all you had to do was get one.
You get that one. That's all niggas want, bro. That's all you need is that one. Niggas laugh at that one hit wonder shit, but I'm telling you, that should have set your ass up for life. You know what I'm saying? Like Joe Budden, we ain't gotta talk about it because obviously this nigga one of the most richest motherfuckers ever doing this shit right here now. But you know what I'm saying? Like, when your song play to this day in NBA, NFL, MLB arenas during breaks, and this, that, and the other motherfuckers shooting t-shirts out in the crowd, and these shit, there's white folks in there like, good. There's white folks in that motherfucker, yeah. Hey, I'm just saying, it was a crazy, I mean, I'll say his name one time. Diddy was around that, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say his name one time. We're gonna leave it alone from there. But I mean, he was around that time too. Look, it was some shit that was going on, bro. So I'm not, but me personally, it sounds like I'm waxing poetic about that era, and I am, just because it is nostalgic to think about how many rappers was out and that they really had to Oh shit. Okay, Nelly came with Dilemma. Oh, okay. Jay like shit. Fuck that shit. Let me do this hard knock life shit. I think Nas was in a little bit of a down period during that. You know, he was still viable and respected, but I don't think he was a part of that fight that we talking about for niggas trying to, you know. Well, that shit, the damn Pharrell and them, the clips at that time, grinding. And like it was a wild time, bro.
For
It was a wild time. But getting back to what, you know what I'm saying, I want to just get back to the point. But that's what you see what I'm saying? Like
It's tough.
it's a wild time, right? And it is nostalgic to think about. And yet I can tell you everybody that we listed, or most of them, everybody that we listed, I probably ain't heard none of them albums all the way through.
Yeah.
I heard the hits, and I might even bought the CD just to have it, but nothing compelled me to listen to. Because I saw these niggas. Look, don't get me wrong, like shit, a song get on the radio. If a song's on the radio, it's obviously catchy. It's on the radio for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So it's obviously catchy or whatever. I ain't saying that every time I hear, like I said, even though I did just say that, but seriously, every time I hear D'Angelo on the hook or something like that, isn't just a death nail to me, like turn that shit off. I don't mind listening to it or whatever at the same time, like, but I don't, like that's not no shit that I'm bumping around the crib. Fab? Well, I just heard, niggas was just talking about him. I was listening to something on the way here. They was just talking about him. So look, let me say this too. When I think of hip hop and hip hop niggas, because a lot of them artists we just named, some of them are R.I.P. You know what I'm saying? But the ones that are still here, and this is also like when I say, just like I said, like I think of hip hop the same way, like an average person might take the word cool, like it means something different to everybody. So I look at hip hop a little differently than everybody does too. Or we all look at it differently. Don't get me wrong. I think we've all got hip hop sensibilities in some way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? Or those that like rap music, have some kind of hip hop sensibilities or whatever. But they can be different. And that doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not here as grumpy as I am and as much shit as I talk, I'm not here to shit on no era for real. You know what I'm saying? I just may not be all that, I may not be all that enthused to listen to it, but I will. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want me to, I will. That's all I need y'all to do is suggest some shit to me. I've never listened to a Fabulous album. Never. I've heard same thing. I've heard I've heard his songs and stuff like that. I probably got to
See, a lot of those cats you talking about that were stars in that era, they was putting the
mixtapes on that Piff and shit like that or whatever. Yeah. But I won't really big into the mixtape era. You know what I'm saying? I was, but not. I was, but I was still looking for the niggas that you know what I'm saying? No, but let me go back. What I was saying though.
Put the list for you.
Yeah, please do. Make me a list. You know what I'm saying? Look, let me commit to that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna commit to this. I'm gonna commit to this season for real. You and your staff come up with an album. Let me know what it is. I will listen to it before we do the next show, and we'll kind of talk about it, just for a quick segment or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But to that end, y'all got to do the same for me. You know what I'm saying? All right. So we making that agreement. We're not shaking hands right now, but we bump fists when I first walked the thing here, so that shit counts. Going back to like how I think of hip hop or whatever, and like one of the episodes we did last season, you and I were in here, and we kind of were laughing about. I think we pulled up. I want to say we pulled up like Public Enemy's discography, right? And I think they got a current album out like right now or whatever, or it was recent at the time. But we were kind of, I'll admit, like we kind of were laughing, like, yo, these niggas ain't, you know what I'm saying, blah blah blah. But to me, the more I thought about that, I was like, you know what, that's hip hop as hell though, because these niggas, think about that shit. These niggas put out an album knowing goddamn well, you know what I'm saying, like it's not going to sell the way they used to sell in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? They don't have the same audience, but they still love the music enough. Look, nigga, I just hey you I know you know this song by Brand Nubian, Still Your Hoe. And I'm guaranteed I'll steal your hoe. So that sample, that vocal sample, I'm guaranteed I steal your hoe when I'm on the microphone doing my show. That vocal sample was from a song from 1985 called "Girls" by the B-Boys. I can't remember who the B-Boys are, Donald B and somebody, and it's from like 1985, right? I looked on Spotify the other day because I was trying to find that song "Girls" because I just wanted her here, and it was one of them like I knew a girl named Philly. I knew a girl named Jilly. She lived in Philly. You know what I'm saying? It's like that type shit. That's where Stetson Sonic, you know what I'm saying? Like, girl named Salad. What girl named Salad? Yeah, they got that off of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I said that to say 2 weeks ago, I go on, you know what I'm saying? Because something about that, you know what I'm saying? That song, Girls, popped in my head. I said, I need to pull this up. You know what I'm saying? That shit used to be my shit. You know, them niggas got an album out today. I seen the video. I can't think of the name of the video. I seen the video for their first single. They still rhyming, but these niggas look older than me. Yeah, shit, I look old. You know what I'm saying? These niggas look older than me. I was like, that's hip hop as a motherfucker. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, some of the artists that we talking about now that was in that, when the last time Nelly put out an album? Yeah. Right. So that's what I'm talking about. So so that's I'm gonna say this, you know what I'm saying? But that's where I'm like, see, Nelly is a rapper who makes rap music. He don't care about hip hop because he would never do, you know what I'm saying? He would never do that shit these niggas and B-boys is doing right now, or Public Enemy, or you know what I'm saying? KRS-One got fucking 25 albums. You know what I'm saying? I think something to that effect.
So how you feel about what Scarface said the other week when they asked him when he put out, when is he putting out something else? And he said he can't make no money doing it.
I hate to say that Scarface one of the best in the game, but it sounds like he along the lines of what I'm talking about. The niggas that don't care nothing about money but still want to put out music, that to me is somebody that's embedded in the culture. They see it as a cultural experience, putting the album out, and they not trying to, you know, it's not for profit. Like I said, KRS-One been making albums since 19. Look, somebody like Nelly is basically retired and doing like a reality TV show or something like that. That nigga came out in 2000, was done by 2015. And he don't, unless y'all can let me know, unless he do some little pet projects here or there, he got some little mixtapes out. It's like he retired, right? I'm just saying. But KRS still putting out albums. This nigga had a 20-year head start on Nelly. He put out his first album, well, not 20 years, but you know, he put out his first album in 1986. He's still making music.
Well, you might be on something, bro.
You know what I'm saying? He's still making music. You know what I'm saying? Some of these niggas, I tried to, that's where I was getting ready to go there with T.I. too, because I knew it had been a while since he put out an album. But when I looked it up or whatever, and they said he's got something out that's, you know, or coming out, you know, but it's been I think he's been look, you talking about a hiatus, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas be going on hiatuses or whatever. You think LL Cool J would let them 5 years go in between him putting an album? Shit. LL on his probably about 15th or 16th album. He came out in 1985. And he got an album out right now, right? That nigga got CSI money. Shit, hell, Will Smith got an album out now. He's still putting out music when he for sure don't have to.
Hip hop might be the only genre where that is like that. Because those jazz musicians,
yeah,
country musicians, you see them,
they go on forever. Yeah, they go on forever, and they not worried about. Well, I'm not saying. Look, there's nothing wrong with it. If that's how you make your money. I get it, but at some point, it started off. You grabbed the mic and you was in there with your homeboy who had some records or whatever, and y'all. So at some point, it started off like that, and it started off as fun, or the culture started off as fun because it started off as parties. At some point, it became, well, shit, how can I make some money? Should I just become a rapper? And then when that shit ain't, like you said, when that shit ain't hitting no more, now I'm on, I'm about to be on Celebrity Big Brother. That's why
Gladys Knight, them boys, they Four Tops, they still be touring.
They keep kicking it, bro. They keep kicking it. And those I'm guilty of this too, but those genres of music aren't as let me say, because every genre of music has its subgenres, right? So like country music, I certainly can think of, if I, like I know country music, or I know some country songs or whatever. Certainly the ones that I can think of. If I just told somebody that was a lifelong, country fan, hey man, my favorite guy is Willie Nelson, he might look at me and be like, nigga, you got to be kidding. I'm just saying, like, even for country music, there's some that is deeper than, the surface level shit that you can, that you can see on MTV or whatever. And then, like I said, with country music or R&B or, I don't know, rock might be like that, but certainly like country music, you don't see, niggas just like, oh man, that nigga ain't even from Nashville. See, we be doing that shit to our people. Nigga saved from LA. He from up there in damn Sacramento and shit. You know what I'm saying? That nigga ain't even from Nashville. Somebody a damn country. You know what I'm saying? He don't know what we do. You know what I'm saying? He don't know how to pluck them strings like we do, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
New York rappers spent about 10 years saying this shit while the whole country was coming up to pass them.
Yeah, coming up to pass them, exactly.
It started right here.
It started right here. This is the best. It started right here. The whole country started passing their ass. Next thing you know, them niggas sound like they from Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, they got niggas out of Brooklyn sound just like damn Future. Fuck out of here. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to make that, you know what I'm saying, because this spark from, you telling me, say, nigga, you don't know shit about rap music. And like I said, my first retort was to say, I sure as hell don't. But then, like I said, when I thought about it, I was like, nah, I do, I listen to rap music. Rap music is a part of hip hop. So all rap music, that's from Vanilla Ice to damn Rakim. It's all, a part of hip hop. It's just some people that's the only albums they heard was Vanilla Ice and MC Hammer. And I think they know, you know what I'm saying? Like this shit was hitting back in the day. Which shit, I ain't even gonna lie. I do want to do a show about Hammer. Cause I kind of like him. I don't,
Tread lightly.
Yeah, no. Hammer ain't coming to whoop my ass. I'm not saying that he won't. I'm not going to talk shit about him. I'm saying like I, want to do a positive show potentially about Hammer, but we'll see about that as the season goes on. But I don't have nothing else unless you got something producer, man.
Man, you gotta be thinking about that though, because I'm thinking like I was on Ticketmaster the other day. Like Gladys Knight literally is at 80 still touring. I don't know.
Rap niggas still touring,
but I don't know if it's the rapper's fault or hip hop culture fault, because we so hard on older rap. Remember, it was a whole thing on social media a few weeks ago when they were like calling people saying you want to go to a Ja Rule concert. And they were making like light of it, like
jokes about it.
You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't. We don't do that to other genres.
No, we don't.
Like well, and Ja Rule can still sell tickets.
Think about it, like old school rappers ain't appreciated here. They appreciate it over in Europe and shit. That's like that. Them niggas go on, you know what I'm saying? Kane and, G-Rap and all them niggas, they go on full on world tours. Then they come back here. It's when they come back here that nobody don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to hear them. Or it's got to be some kind of festival or some shit like that for them to get heard.
We got to blame us, not the rappers.
I'm not blaming.
Because everybody wasn't big enough to be able to go overseas.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Like
all I'm saying is this. If you were part of
I feel you.
If you were part of the culture, not selling records wouldn't deter you from making records.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it don't take shit to
Yeah.
call the bar down the street and say, hey, can I come down there? And I just want to see.
Yeah, I just want to see, you know what I'm saying?
What people think about this.
Yeah, I'm going to play this one, or, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got a homeboy, you know what I'm saying?
That's what
Like, shit, toss, you know, just toss this one in there, bro. If it don't work, you ain't got to play it no more.
You're right.
You know, this, that, and the other. Hell, I mean, you don't even need a record label no more.
You don't. Comedians still do that shit.
Right.
Like,
I mean, look, whenever, what's my nigga, I don't like that nigga, but, Andrew Schultz. I mean, like, that nigga, couldn't get the Netflix deal that other comedians was getting, so he did his own, you know, shit and sold it to YouTube. That's all I'm getting at. The artists that I love from back in that day, and obviously every one of them, Kane doesn't make music, you know, new music no more. Scarface obviously don't no more. It's a ton of, you know.
Face touring with a live band now doing his old
right. Kane was doing the same thing too. I think he put out an album, but it wasn't Big Daddy Kane. I think it was him with this live band or whatever the name of that band is. Gotcha. He like the lead, you know, but he's got a band. I haven't heard it, but I know that's what he was doing for a minute. For those dudes, it's in them so much. KRS-One, you can't keep that nigga off the mic. Yeah, shit. Let that nigga come in here and see this mic. That nigga don't need a beat.
He don't even gotta be plugged in.
Yeah, he don't gotta be plugged in. That nigga don't need a beat. You gonna hear a damn 64 bar verse from that nigga.
That's rich.
You know what I'm saying? That's hip hop. That's hip hop as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying, a lot of these niggas that we was talking about from that earlier era, nowadays they're like, shit, I'm gonna do a podcast. I'm gonna do a reality show. I'm selling jeans. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't even wear jeans no more. These niggas coming up with denim lines.
I'm selling jeans. No, you're not. So.
Hey, you know that was the starter kit. Yeah. That was the starter kit for 2000. You know, shit. Every one of them niggas we just talked about.
The rapper entrepreneur starter kit.
The rapper entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying?
Jeans, t-shirts,
jeans, t-shirts, a little boutique label up under Def Jam or whatever. That you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You had a little label that you brought one of your boys out, but God knows, don't let them niggas outsell you.
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want that.
Oh, that was funny. Jeez.
Shit, who was that? Deli had the apple bottoms. This nigga, you know, he had apple bottoms and you know what I'm saying? Shit, Def Jam had the fat farms.
Sean John.
Rockaway. I remember LL Cool J came out with he had a clothing line called James Todd Smith.
No, he did.
Oh, I swear to God.
You better stop lying.
I swear to God. I was
God be listening to you. God be listening.
I know he does. I appreciate that he does too. But I'm telling you, that nigga, look, I'm just saying that was, you know what I'm saying, shit. Niggas was, you know, rap. 50 Cent. 50 Cent don't give a fuck about making music no more. I told you about that. I said this last season. I don't know if that episode came out yet or if it's gonna come out. But I'm gonna reiterate this because I watched that nigga, and this is kind of typical of what I'm talking about. We just said, let me just say the two extremes. We just said if we brought KRS-One in here, that nigga don't know lights gotta be on nothing. That nigga like, oh, is that a mic? And he will bust out, you know what I'm saying? And it don't matter if it's 1,000 people, if it's 2 people, that nigga will bust a rhyme out there. But the flip side of that, I'm saying, is like somebody like 50 who came in the game, immediately saw the business opportunities or whatever. His music started suffering to where when I saw him, the last time I saw him, you know, he was on what is Gilly and Wallow $1 million worth of game. He was on there. The whole time he was on there, he talked about, so what y'all need to do is they had their own water brain. He was like, y'all should just have that all around. And his whole talking points. To be fair, I will say this, to be fair, they probably didn't ask him a whole lot about music. To that end, though, still, for me, I see him as a music artist. Or certainly one of the hugest, like, when his album came out, Yo, bro, this was a nigga that was mainstream, but he was hardcore. I got some shit to say about that.
He
But-
does music. He
Huh?
only does it for his shows, though.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, for power or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The whole, he was on there for an hour and some change. I watched the whole thing. He talked about vitamin water. You know what I'm saying? G-Unit clothing. G-Unit sneakers. Power and the many spin-offs of power.
Yeah.
You know, this, that, and the other. To where, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there like, damn, I kind of was hoping he was going to talk about his grind from when he first when he first got in the game. I was sitting there trying to hear them jewels. And that, you know, that was the furthest thing from his mind. Cause like, it's like you got in the game to do the shit you're doing now. And you satisfied. And like I said, just look, I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm gonna stop after this. But I'm just saying, seriously, think about that. Will Smith don't have a goddamn thing to rap for. Nothing. He's a multi-millionaire, you know, several times over. And this nigga, it's pitiful what he's doing. It's not good. I'm not.
Pretty girls. Pretty girls.
That shit is embarrassing, yo. That shit is embarrassing, Will.
I wouldn't let you do that.
That's embarrassing, Will, but I applaud you for, you know what I'm saying, just stepping out and doing it, bro. I'm just saying he don't have to, and he do. So to me, that's still.
You don't have to. Somebody should tell him that.
He really should. Hey, that's my tagline. If you can't rap, don't rap. My nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, pretty girl.
Yeah, that's a rough one, Will. That's a rough one.
God.
That's a rough one.
And the production is great.
Yeah.
You can tell he got bread.
Yeah, he probably got some of the boys to come out. He got an Alchemist, probably, damn, you know what I'm saying, Dr. Dre. Like, he ain't just had nobody just playing around on the Casio doing some. You got some of the boys probably putting his shit together, you know.
He sat out and said, I like pretty girls.
Okay. That shit sound like a goddamn Justin Bieber song, nigga. Oh, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I said I was probably going to be here 10 minutes. It's been 15. Huh? Oh, Jazzy Jeff probably sitting somewhere damn just like, yeah, you know how they used to throw Jazzy out today. Yeah. That's what he want to do with Will. Toss that nigga, just toss that nigga. And look, y'all, I said I was going to be 10 minutes. I've been a little bit longer than that, but yo, I don't know how well I did this time, but I try to do better the next time. If you can't rap, don't rap. And stay chiseled. I'll holler at y'all.